back to my channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you and giving you a detailed step-by-step breakdown on how to make sure 2025 is your bitch. That sounds so annoying, but it's true. It's true, okay? Also, briefly, can we get into this sweater that I every time I get to wear this sweater is a great day. So, and I love how it looks. It is so pretty and it just gives the right everything. Va va voom. I love it. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably been hearing about the winter arc. At first, when I heard this, I was like, literally, what the fuck is that? What are you guys talking about? But I get it now. At least a little bit of it. But here's my version of it. 2024 was the year for me where I actually was able to achieve, honestly, almost all of the things that I have on my vision board. It was literally insane. What made this year different? Because I had previously, 2 years prior, tried to make my own vision boards, and it felt like nothing that I put on there came to reality. I was struggling and I couldn't figure out why everything that I wanted to do and accomplish was escaping me and running away from my grasp. It was ridiculous. Here's my vision board. It is very, very ginormous, as you guys can see. Almost everything that I put on this vision board came to fruition this year, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I made that happen, okay? I've always felt like if you don't have a plan in place, you are setting yourself up for failure. And this can apply to any aspect in any realm of your life. You cannot go into this world without having a plan in place if you want to succeed and make some noticeable differences in your life. Like I mentioned, I had tried 2 other vision boards. Granted, these 2 other, and I will put them up there so you guys can see them, but I had tried 2 other vision boards that were digital, and it wasn't until this year that I did a physical copy that I finally achieved almost everything that I have on here. And of course, like the rest I'm still going to achieve in the upcoming year. It was so insane for each benchmark to happen, and then I just look at my vision board and I'm like, oh shit, like that is the thing that I put on here. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why and how I made that happen for myself so that you can make 2025 your best year yet. And again, I know around this time of the year it may feel a little bit like there's a lot of pressure with a lot of people, especially if you're in the self-development space. It may feel like very anxiety inducing when so many people are coming out with videos on how you can be better, but I think when you start getting overwhelmed, you need to dial down to the basics and allow yourself to feel inspired by so many people creating this type of content. Because the reality is, although there's so many people creating this content, there's also so much more and so many more people who give up and don't go after what they truly desire. The first thing that allowed me to accomplish and achieve most, if not almost all of the things that I put on my vision board this year was that I started early. The thing that you can do to help yourself the most in life is to be preemptive in your strategies and in your attack when it comes to getting your goals. In healthcare, would you rather be someone who has, filled your body with a bunch of junk throughout the years, and now you're 50 and you need to get a specific surgery because you've caused so much damage to your internal organs? This is very this is way more serious than I wanted it to be, but stick with me here, okay? In that case, the doctor calls you into the room and is like, bro, you fucked up, okay? You fucked up your body, and this is where we're at. You either get this surgery or you're gonna be living in pain for the second half of your lifetime. I'm still laughing because I was way too serious. That is what we call, honestly, it's how the United States healthcare system is. It kind of focuses on how to fix the problem. It's very solution oriented and attacking the problem once it's there. But you know what is so much better than being that 55-year-old who now has to try and backpedal from all the damage that has happened to their body, is being that 20-year-old who is taking good care of themselves and has created these habits that are now going to stick with them for the rest of their adult life so that they don't or have a very reduced chance of facing that same diagnosis and that same issue in later years. That is what we call being preemptive and focusing on attacking issues before they even come about, right? That is so incredibly important. I started planning and creating a vision of how I wanted my life to be. And this was different from the previous 2 years that I had tried this, was because I started doing this in late November or December of 2023. This is a quote from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I think that's how you say his name. He says, a goal without a plan is just a wish. You must have a plan in order to get to the goal that you want. Without a good plan in place to meet you where you're at, you're gonna fail when it's time to execute. So in November, December of 2023, I started planning and implementing / idealizing all the things that I wish to be before the new year began. Why did I do this? I wanted to give myself a head start. I think where people go wrong is like whenever they have like their New Year's resolutions or things that they want to accomplish in the next year, they start and they think, you know what, I'll start on January 1st. I'll write down all my little goals, maybe the night before January 1st, but January 1st, it's a new month, it's a new day, I'll start then. By pushing it back and waiting until January 1st, you are setting yourself up for failure because you're giving yourself leeway to become even more comfortable in the life that you say you're not okay with. For example, if you're trying to become someone who goes to the gym, 5 days a week in the new year, but in the current year, you're lounging around, you're not even trying to at least go for a walk or something like that to propel yourself and get ready for the new year goal that you set. By the time the new year comes around, what do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna procrastinate it. You're gonna push it back. You're gonna say, no, not now. Let me wait until I'm feeling like it. You can't do that and you can't make this same mistake. Step number two is to get clear. Once you have decided to start early, then you can sit with yourself and identify exactly what you want to accomplish and exactly who you wish to be. Who you want to be. We are not wishing here because we're gonna go after everything we want. You need to turn off your devices, silence your phones, power off your laptop, turn off your TV, stay in your room or any silent space. And honestly, I feel like in order to get the most out of it, depending on how quickly you work, I like to really steep in it for probably like half of the day. I really do spend like half of the day really like coming to terms with who do I want to be? Not who the world wants me to be, not who my friends want me to be or my family. Who do I want to be? Not even who did my past self want to be, because our idea of who we are changes as we go through different events, different life circumstances. So maybe when you were a kid, you wanted to be an astronaut, but that no longer feeds you. But because you spent, 10 years learning to be a physicist or whatever in order to become an astronaut, you think I need to stay true to that version of myself, but deep down inside you've lost the passion for physics and you've lost the passion for this, but you're actually more interested in classical music and you're really fucking good at classical music and you want to chase that. Just because you spent so much time doing one thing does not mean that you need to stick with it no matter what, even when it's making you unhappy. That is what we call the sunk cost fallacy. I found myself even succumbing to something like that, even though I thought I was way better than that and I could never fall into that. I have. Every human can fall victim to that idea that, I've spent so much time in this relationship, at this job, in this city. I can't just up and pick something else and move and find something else to do. But the reality is, yes, you can. You are free to make whatever decision deep down inside will bring you fulfillment. Who do you see your highest self being that would make you feel the most fulfilled, that would make you feel the most connected with the deepest inner workings of who you actually are? Number 3, you need to make a vision board. Yep, you can't escape it in whatever means necessary, whether that is digitally, whether that is scrapbooking it and cutting up a bunch of magazines and putting it up on like a small little poster, whether that means painting it, drawing it, whatever creative means you see possible. Even if you're not a creative person and you just want to write it out on a notes app, like on the notes app, and like paste a little picture next to it, whatever means necessary, so long as, and here's the caveat, so long as you are able to visually see it and visibly see it every single day, okay? It doesn't need to be in the forefront of everything, but so long as you're able to see it every single day. I previously mentioned that 2 prior years when I had tried making my own vision board, they did not work. Why didn't they work for me? Was that I was not seeing them very often. I made them to be able to fit my laptop wallpaper. But the thing about me is I change my wallpapers like I change my clothes. I change them so often, and I wasn't seeing the things that I wanted to do on a constant basis. You need to make sure that your goals are visible to you so you're reminded of what exactly you're trying to achieve. And I placed it in my room where I would see it and where there's not a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of people to have input on what you put on there. It is solely for you to put your deepest wishes, and you can make it as specific as possible and put it on the vision board. Another thing that I think make the biggest difference when creating your vision board is to use and put up images of words and character traits that you assign to this person that you are attempting to be, that you are wanting to be. Even if it's a picture of your baby self. Also, another thing you're gonna wanna do is, as you're accomplishing all the things on your vision board, which you will, a fun little thing to do is attach little pictures and print out memorabilia of the things that you collected or that match up with whatever you put on your vision board. You can see it, goddamn, a birthday photo shoot thing, getting ready, like dressed for Halloween. My passport, going out of the country, going to London, even though this is a picture of Paris. This is my freaking airport ticket that I printed and I put up there because I achieved it. And if you need to make a big ass board like I did and keep it in your room and hang it up in your room so you are always reminded of it, do it. I think honestly for this year, I was thinking a few days ago, I was like, should I just get like a smaller board, like something half the size? Because I do have a lot of repeated images of like the things that I wanted this year on this board because it's so ginormous. I got like a whole bunch of images, but I don't know. I still haven't decided yet if I want to do a really big board or not. Maybe I'll make a video or something like that showing you guys me putting my vision board together. Number 4. This is the most important thing that you can do. You need to keep your mouth shut. You need to shut up. This is not a joke. Do not play with your life. This is not a joke. I am gonna make a full video on why you may be someone who overshares and how to fix it. I'll be making that very, very soon, so keep an eye out. All you need to know is that if you want to accomplish the things that you've put on your board, you need to shut the fuck up. Yeah. And when I mean don't tell a soul, I mean don't even tell your friend. Don't even tell your boyfriend. Don't even tell your husband, your girlfriend, your wife. Don't tell a soul what you want to accomplish. When you tell other people what you want, you leave open space for their own self-limited beliefs to infest your mind and make you think that you can't accomplish that. This is the main reason why it doesn't even make sense to share like your goals with people, is that they're not gonna be in the trenches with you, but they want to enjoy it when you finally made it. Okay, this doesn't mean you need to be like a secretive like Scorpio person, okay, but it just means that you need to be more private about the things that you want and the things that you are determined to go after. Keep it to yourself. It's going to be way more impressive to your subconscious when you're accomplishing these things and you're losing that weight, and it's like this secret for yourself. Nobody else is knowing, and they're not gonna know until they see the final product. Also, if you've told people like, oh, I want to do this, I'm gonna blah, 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 and you've already told people, don't shame yourself. Don't feel bad about it. We've all been there. We get so excited about, you know, we get this like rush of motivation and we get so excited about like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Don't feel bad. Don't look down on yourself for that. It's human nature to want to share what you're excited about. And if someone's asking you about like, oh, what's the update on that? You can say, I don't want to talk about it, or it's not important right now. Just try and divert the conversation to something else. Whenever people are pressuring you, that's also another thing that is so annoying about sharing your goals, is people will be like, so did you lose weight yet? So did you get out of debt yet? Did you get that modeling contract yet? so annoying to have someone else be on your ass about something that you desire for yourself. If you've already shared, just let it go and move on. It's not that big of a deal. Next, you need to change your self-concept. The true roots of changing yourself and changing who you are to accomplish the things that you wish to accomplish is by addressing all the lies that society, your family, your friends, your pastor has been telling you since the day you popped out of the womb. That because you got a C on that, you're actually not good at studying. You're not that smart. You're not very motivated. You're not a disciplined person. All these lies that have been literally brainwashed into you since birth, address it. What are the things I still believe in myself, whether good or not good? Do I still feel like I'm not deserving of love? I need you to actually get a freaking piece of paper and write it down. No matter how brutal, no matter how painful, no matter how much it hurts to bring it up, write it down. What do you think your real limits are? Do you actually think you can become a millionaire in this lifetime? Do you actually think that you're smart enough to get into an Ivy League? Do you actually think that you're determined enough or disciplined enough to have $1 million business and become a successful entrepreneur? Or has all the things and all the programming that you've received throughout your life and that you've inflicted upon yourself made you believe that you're not worthy? The more you can face the uncomfortable truth of what you believe about yourself, the more you can start attacking it. You need to have a plan in place, and that plan is by writing it down before you can execute and remove and reduce all these other limiting feelings that you have about yourself. You must have blind belief, i.e. faith, that good things are meant for you. You deserve to reach your highest potential. Faith is belief in the absence of proof or evidence in our reality. There's so many things we believe in, like Wi-Fi, the internet, cell towers. Like, what are these things? I don't know. Do you understand how it works? Do you understand how Wi-Fi is transmitted? Very few people do, but you believe in it because it's working, okay? Keep on believing until you see your life change in the way that you want it to be. There is no other option. Now that you have your plan and you've identified your goals, you need to execute. I don't watch sports that much, but imagine football players just practicing and preparing and preparing and preparing, and then there's an audience waiting in the arena and they don't come out. What was the point of that? What was the point of all of that? And they could have won the game, but they never gave themselves a shot. So you can't be like that. Executing your goals begins with you proving to yourself that you're capable. You need to prove your worthiness to yourself by having small little wins. Break it down into daily habits that you need to just get done. They become little minuscule daily habits that you do, and you prove to yourself and you impress your subconscious that, yeah, I can pick up after myself. I'm actually a very clean girl and tidy. And again, this is why starting earlier in the year with your goal planning is so valuable. It gives you wiggle room to fail and to stumble and to have little mistakes, but it gives you that same room to get back up. So the last thing is more like a little tidbit at the end of all of this is how to deal with setbacks or being put off course of your goals. It can be so easy to be demotivated. I struggle with that sometimes as well, but what it really helps me, basically what I tell myself that really snaps me right back, is that I am in control of my destiny. Refocusing back on yourself really gives you a feeling of autonomy and allows you to feel like you're in control and you're good. Not everyone who works hard is gonna get what they desire. We see that every single day. We see countless people who don't work as hard as someone else who's getting much less, but the other person's getting the glory, they're getting the fame, they're getting the money. So of course, I'm not equating hard work to immediate success or success at all. However, if you want a good life for yourself, you must have discipline, a solidified, positive self-concept that nothing you desire is out of your realm of possibility, and you must have the bravery in believing in a higher being, or the higher being that is within yourself to accomplish those things. Go on and get everything you desire. Bye.